What's up, y'all? How you doing? This is your boy Youre. It is the 18th. Did you hear me? The 18th of June, y'all. 2016, Friday. Uh-huh. It is Friday, y'all. Y'all getting ready to step into this blessed weekend. I'm over here burning some incense for you. That's right. Got me some I gotta keep it spiritual, but I gotta keep it fragrant too. I got me some apple and cinnamon with, you gotta get some, y'all. Get you some frankincense and myrrh. For those who are reading that script, reading your Bible, reading your doctrine, you know about this. This is one of the scents that was an offering during the nativity. That was one of the gifts. But I also know that that was metaphoric too. But hey, we talking about your spirit, y'all. We talking about that blessed spirit. We talking about you. Did you hear me? Are you feeling me? We talking about the greatest investment ever, your life. Mm-hmm. Let me get myself together. That's right. That's right. You seeing Cookie Monster? Damn, yeah. Like Trey Songz, yeah. That's right. Mm-hmm. So you getting ready to roll in your weekend. So how you doing? How was your week? How was it? Was it peaceful? Was you sidestepping the negative? Were you grounding your feet? Were you taking care of you? Because if you're taking care of you, guess what? That don't make you selfish. It don't make you conceited. Mm-mm. 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 It means you are being responsible. Because see, there'll never be another you, y'all. How much disappointment, how much delay, how much pain do you have to embrace for you to finally see that? Because I'm keeping telling you, and I'm gonna keep echoing it until the intended ear, the intended ear, the intended heart. The devil's a liar. Y'all saw that. He wanted to bind my lips because I know somebody's gonna see this video. Yeah, you are. You're gonna see this video because you got something on you right now. Something right on you right now. You got a pivotal decision that you got to make before you get off work. Yeah, you do. And it has bearings to do with this weekend now, don't it? Maybe you've been doing a lot of this and not a lot of this. And you're thinking, well, you know what? Maybe I might just undo the shoelaces and go over to what's going on this weekend. Maybe somebody invited you on a trip, all expense paid. Let's make this let me tell you something. First of all, nobody does anything just because. I'm gonna tell you that. So there is a price. So think before you act, because the price paid might not be monetary, but it may have an effect that will last a lifetime. I know I'm talking to someone. When you gonna stop? When you gonna continue? You continue playing jump rope with your life. Hmm? You're playing double dutch with your health, and you're thinking, well, it'll always play out like the last one, but you don't realize you may have ushered in someone that has a deeper and darker agenda that you could ever imagine. And guess what? You the guest of honor. Guess what? They don't even know your hopes and dreams, but guess what? They've got something plan for you. I don't know who that's going to go out to, but I got a feeling somebody has been flirting with the idea of stepping out into the unknown. I'm not talking about stepping out on faith. I'm talking about stepping in the unknown. So when you step out in the unknown, guess what's there? Darkness, non-protection. That's why it feels titillating and feeling like you are literally dancing on a razor blade, because guess what? I told y'all from day one, just as God knows your story because he created you, he gave you the breath of life. Guess what? He wrote your legacy. So do not think for 1 second the devil has not seen your life. See, we being physical beings, but spiritual beings first, our life plays out just like this video will. You notice how the time progresses? So does your life. Guess what? He's just sitting back watching it play out. He's doing the little tweaks. That's what they do, because just like a movie producer, I gotta add the highlights, the drama, the crescendos, as well as the suspense. Let me tell you something. Your life is not a made for TV movie. Your life is not something that you find on dummy TV. Yeah, you know how it is. Oh, it's you emulating reality TV, but guess what? You don't even see the joke before you, because reality TV is not based off reality. Why can't you see that? I do one better. Why is it reality TV doesn't show anything positive? Shouldn't your reality be positive? Shouldn't your reality be a reflection of you? Because your reality is actually a reflection of what's found inside you. So once again, shouldn't it be uplifting? But if you don't know who you are, guess what? You won't know where you're going. It will feel like you're caught in a whirlpool of despair. Oh, yes, sir. The current doesn't go backwards. It goes one way, and that is to the bottom. That's why you will always hear people say, well, it wasn't until I rock bottom before I realized I had to stand up. You ain't supposed to stand up. You're supposed to fly. I know I'm talking to somebody. But see, here's the deal, y'all. I told y'all day one, 50% of what you see is already programmed. Somebody has to sit down to write the script. So guess what? The other 50% is up for you to discern and filter what is being perceived as fact. If it's not a miracle, then it's too good to be true, because therefore man's hands are in it. And anything that man's hands have a temporary outcome, because it's not made forever. Prime example. Does it surprise you now? Unfortunately, you had the shooting down in Orlando. They tried everything in their power to connect that incident with terrorism. They tried everything in their power to script it. They first, doesn't it surprise you all of a sudden, right off the shoot, they had his images up, but then they had the wife. They had the wife, right? Right off the bat, she said she hadn't seen him in 8 years. She denounced him. She denounced anything they had to do because she didn't want the backlash. But, oh, how ironic. Now, you supposedly drove him to the location where the crimes were committed. So you're going to tell me you didn't know what was going on? Come on, y'all. Look a little deeper. Look a little deeper. Looks like damage control, if you ask me. But see, it's all about sensationalizing the events. Everybody wants a story. You got people from everywhere down there just to show their teeth on TV. Just to, but guess what? People overlook this one thing. Everything that's being put out is a interpretation of the events. Why? Because they weren't there. They weren't there. So you got somebody, I'm Bob Billy. You weren't there. Were you in the club? Were you bird's eye view? Did you see it? No. So everything that you're putting out is speculative. Come on, y'all. Do you not see it? But here's the big one. How ironic. All that did was set up a platform to go after your Second Amendment rights. You didn't see that coming, did you? Come on, man. Think about it. You got all these shootings, all these murders occurring in a city, in a town, in a county near you. Never makes it on the TV. But they take this event to build a platform. So you telling me that those loss of life in a town near you, or city near you, or county near you, or state near you has no weight? It's about agenda, y'all. It's about agenda. And I'm the first one, I've been yelling this from day one. One drop of blood is too much. One loss of life is too much. But what else do we have going on? It's an electional year. So we got to throw that on. We got to make sure that they talk about it. What they gonna do? How about what your constituents in Congress gonna do? What about that? Anybody thinking about that? Did y'all miss that part? Because the president only has so much power. It has to be signed off by Congress. Otherwise, executive order cannot be done. No matter if they try to veto it, no matter how they try to submit. No. Otherwise, guess what? We would be living under a dictatorship. Come on. Come on. And the agenda is going to continue. Because real talk, criminals don't care about your laws. They don't care about your rights. All they care about is your money. Because when you follow the paper trail, you will follow the money trail. And it will end up in a town near you, a county near you, a city near you, and a state near you. Do you not see the commonality? Come on. So you need to stop worrying about what's distracting you and start scratching your head on the stuff that you don't know about. What about that? Because they think they got us figured out. I'm talking about as a consensus of people. They think that, well, you know what? As long as you put a beat behind it, they'll watch it. You might as well put a little bouncing little ball right here in the bottom of the screen. You will follow the ball. You will miss what's coming out. Why? Because it's not entertaining to you. And anything that's not entertaining to you, you're only going to put half the effort to follow what's going on, even if it means benefiting you. Why? Because they already know our attention span is short. You need to stop worrying about what the left hand's doing and understand what the right is doing. That's what you need to do. Or continue to do this. Take the L. You tired of taking the L? and start investing in yourself? What about them hopes and dreams? How about them gifts that God gave you? The world can't benefit off of that if you don't nurture them. I know I'm talking to somebody. If you got energy to complain about this and that, but you got no solution behind it, why are you wasting the air? Hmm? If you sitting over here talking about, well, all the men are dogs, and and take accountability of what you do, because nobody can do anything to you unless you sign off. What about that? Own that part. Stop worrying about what's going on in your neighbor's yard and make sure that you get the snakes out of yours. You ever thought about that? Oh, I'm talking too real now, huh? Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought. It just amazes me. It's about, on one breath, we want to be individuals, but we don't want to invest in our individuality. But we will invest in our entertainment. But here's the funny thing about investing in entertainment. If it doesn't benefit you, you're benefiting somebody else. Hello? I was having a conversation with one of the family here, one of the subscribers on the channel, and I told them, when you realize how unique, how powerful your life is, you'll start to see the world different. And I explained to him, and I said, pick your favorite club. What about it? What is it about the club that you like? We started chopping it up. And I said, you know who has the most fun? It's not you. It's the club owner. They're the happiest one there. But here's the kicker. They ain't even there. They ain't got to. Because see, they've made the investment. All they got to do is maintain it. I know I'm talking to somebody. It is about business one-on-one. It is about supply and demand. That's why, what was it? Well, who said it best? Charlemagne the God from Breakfast Club, radio personality. He said, grand opening, grand closing. Why? There'll always be another club, another lounge, another speakeasy. Why? Because there'll always be demand for it. Just like barbershops, there's always going to be another barbershop. Just like churches, there'll always be another church. Because there's always going to be a demand for it. But guess what? There's still only one you. So what's demanding your time? What's demanding your time? So if your focus is on negativity, if your investment is on things that can't grow, if your investment is about not empowering you, you got no reason. You got no reason to complain. I say this out of love, y'all. I do. Because real talk, there's going to be somebody going to work today. Yeah, they are. They're going to put in their 8, 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is, with the mindset that they're going to enjoy their weekend. And guess what? They ain't going to make it back to work on Monday. They ain't going to make it back home. That's real. It happens every day. You don't believe me? Turn on your local bad news. I pray for the day that you can turn on your TV and it says, today was a good day. Today was a good day, y'all. Enjoy it. But no, you turn on your TV and it's what? It's negative. Why? Because we're dealing with the psyche. We're dealing with the mind. So I got to constantly bang that gong, to keep that mindset, to keep that perception. Because don't you realize the more that you do not invest in you, the more you don't grow. But guess what? You stay in flux. You stay in impulsive thinking. And guess what? Business 101. A person who has sound minds makes sound decisions. So guess what? Your money stays right. You invest in things that are going to have equity. How about your time? How about your time? Hold on 1 second, okay, y'all? Give me 1 second. And see, that's the problem. We got a big pandemic going on in our community, y'all. We do. Because you got two calibers of people walking on this planet. Those who give a damn about you and those who want to willfully take advantage of you. Those are the opportunists. The opportunists don't care. They don't plan to be around when the fallout happens. They don't care. They more or less look at you as a springboard to the next. And I'll explain it. Give me 1 more second, y'all. I don't know what the hell's going on with Tyson's in his kennel, but he nutting up right now. Give me 1 second. I got to find out what's going on with him. Tyson, what you doing? What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Stop making that noise. We're gonna see the devil's a liar, y'all, and the devil's being real blatant right now. And some of y'all can't even see it. Some of y'all are taking L's. Some of y'all are going through stuff that you shouldn't. For what? Loyalty? You got loyalty to your pain. You loyalty to them. But guess what? They don't have loyalty to you. And they're so bold and brazen with it, they put it right in your face and you don't even see it. You don't even see it. So let's look at it like this. If you don't see your worth, why do you think they gonna see it? Huh? Come on. See, right now, there's a lot of people going through their spiritual storms right now, and you don't know how you're gonna make it through. Your pride and ego's got you so discombobulated, you're thinking that the practices and the procedures that you used before gonna get you through. But guess what? It just makes it last longer. You're thinking that the tricks and that mouthpiece is gonna get you out of something that you ain't built for, was never built for. But guess what? Here's your validation right here. So if your heart is palpitating right now, it's because I'm talking to your spirit. As long as you keep playing around, you're going to keep losing. It's not supposed to be comfortable. It's a lesson. That's why people coming into your life, y'all. People coming into your life for two reasons: to be your lesson or your blessing. But guess what? You have free will. So you have to take a choice. You have to take a stand. You have to make a decision. Should I stay or should I go? But guess what? Those opportunists, their mindset is they look at you like Lay's potato chips. Don't matter how many times I step on you, there'll be more. And the truth be told, if you look a little deeper, there's a story being written and a story being told, because there was somebody that came before you, and they're going to be somebody that's going to come behind you too. And y'all going to have a solidarity and a fraternal order called pain. The common denominator is the person you're looking at. The common denominator is the fact that right now, them demons are running shot in your life. Oh, you having problems going to sleep at night? Hmm? Yeah, insomnia doing a number on you? Is that what it is? No, it's not. No, it's not. What's really going on is that person inside you is fighting for their rightful place. So you may be saying, well, I keep hearing these voices in my head, Gerald. I keep hearing these voices in my head. I don't know what's going on. Am I going crazy? No, you are under spiritual attack. I keep trying to tell you, demons got to stay employed too. You know what an unemployed demon looks like? I'll tell you. They go swimming in that lake of fire. Meanwhile, on the big speaker, you hear Cooling the Gangs, too hot lady in the background. They ain't trying to go swimming in that. So guess what? They on a hunt. They looking for those people that don't know who they are. They're looking for those people that think that life is nothing but a party. They're looking for that person that will quickly denounce their belief system. They love that because they know when they get in there, they're gonna do some damage. Mm-hmm. 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 That's right, Queens. You running around giving your cookie away like you Mrs. Field. You remember Mrs. Field's cookies? I don't even know what's around. That you go to the mall, there's always that person that got that little plate out and got little broken pieces of cookie for you to try so you can buy some. Really? Come on. Nothing that is not earned is valued. But it means not if you don't value yourself. Does it kind of ironically surprise you why you ain't married? You can get as many lovers as you want. It's supposed to be that way. You know, that's why lovers come. That's why lovers do things to you. And guess what? You have to admit the one you got now is worse than the one you had before. But the commonality that they don't respect you. The ultimate goal is to turn you out. So if you're walking around with a sore backside, that's not, oh, I'm sorry, I messed up. No, that was a spiritual, that's what's going to happen to you. To convince that mind to give up on you. So guess what? They're going to keep running up in you. Meanwhile, you go run into your little homeboys, your little homegirls, complaining about the problems you got. They can't give you no advice because they going through the same thing. Misery loves company. Am I talking to somebody? Am I talking to someone? So it's not supposed to be easy. You know why? Because until you stop, the healing can't begin. You walk around with blotches and dots. Things don't look the way it should. Stop looking at WebMD and look inside that heart. I know I'm talking to someone. But you don't know the difference because you don't know where you are because you don't know you. You are nothing but a byproduct of your environment. So if that means I gotta have a little tinkle, a little distractor to keep you focused, that's what they do. You frustrated because you can't You can't pin them down. You're not going to pin down no opportunists, y'all. You're not. They can't tell you what they're doing tomorrow. You know why? Because it's a lie. And what's so sad about it, you'll come to see everything was a lie. Everything. And it's probably why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Because the reality is you invested in somebody that did not invest in themselves. Am I talking to somebody? And that's another thing too. You know you're going out like a hypocrite, right? I know I'm talking to somebody. Stop disrespecting yourself. Why are you acknowledging being called a baby mama? That's not your name. So why do you turn around? I'll tell you why. Because when he calls you out of your name, you turn around. Do you realize how much disrespect you're doing? How about disrespect? You might as well be disrespecting your grandparents. How about your lineage? I mentioned that in the video just before. If your elders had the ability to come back and walk in through that door to look upon you, would they be happy with what they see? Or would they try to grab the first thing that could to beat some life and sense in you? Because you ain't built for that, and you weren't raised to be that way. But I do know this too. There is a certain caliber of people that they were brought on this planet to upheld the mindset of the crabs in the barrel. They're about holding the shield called conflict. That's their crusade. They got to have drama. Otherwise, they feel like a fish out of water. So why are you swimming in that water? The whole disposition is salty, but your steps are fresh. Why are you cross-contaminating yourself when that's not where you were supposed to be all along? Listen, I don't care if you get pissed off. I don't care if it make you think. Because when you finally think, you'll finally have to come to accept how precious your life is, man. Because guess what? There's no reset button when it comes to your life. There's no cheat code when it comes to your life. Your life ain't no video game. Now, you handle your business, you do whatever you want in your spare time. But make sure that you are planting them seeds. Because guess what? Your seeds are your efforts. Your seeds are your actions. And if you don't govern the seeds that you have and just throw them out there, oh, they're going to grow. But they're going to sprout out in places in your life that you can't harvest. I got a feeling somebody's dealing with gossip right now. Yes, you are. You got a good job at fooling the masses, but you silently suffer behind closed doors because you have lost identity of who you are, and you in pain. You in pain. You know why you in pain? Because you keep thinking that you can do it by yourself. And guess who right there with you? That demon. Oh yeah, let's not get it twisted. There are people that have demons in them, and you see it in their behavior. And what are you doing? Scratching your head like, why did he say that to me? He had the nerve to pick it. No value of life. No value of time. But the commonality is when the lust is on the brink, what you do? You submit. You say, I'll do whatever he wants me to do, even if it means compromising me. Don't you realize you'll never get a ring that way? You'll never be nobody's wife. You'll never be looked at as a man either. Kings, I keep echoing this to you because I know that somebody needs to hear this. What makes you a man is not found in your pocket. It's not found between your legs by the size of what swings. You know how it's measured? It's measured off of your name. You ever thought about that? That's why the name, the acronym of Mr. should have honor. Because of the sacrifice it took to become who you were destined to be. You run around acting all foolish because of what? Because of how her butt jiggle? How supple her breasts are? How her face looks? You tripping off of a vessel? But yet you can walk right out in the street, get hit by a truck, and she'll keep on walking. Why? Because she never valued you. No different, queens. You turn around getting in another argument with another woman over a man that is not your husband, because you lay down with this man and you have produced children, does not make him yours. But I know a lot of y'all do that. Yeah, y'all do. And don't sit up here and say, well, it just happened. Did it just happen that you chose not to wear a condom? How about your birth control? Was it worth delaying your dreams? Huh? Because some of y'all are naturally gifted, but God gave you that only for you to forget about it by the sway of your hips. How about the size of your cleavage? Or I do one better. Or the things you do behind closed doors that is giving you false accolades. Let me tell you something, queens. If I went to a garden and in that garden I saw different types of flowers, all in different colors, different fragrances, different heights, and I grabbed one and yanked it out by its roots, and I just beat on it. I just beat it on something so the stem got loose. The petals got broken. The stems just kind of linked there. How much value would that flower have if I gave it to you? You probably wouldn't accept it now, would you? Well, guess what? Every time that you decide to do this to someone who has not even earned the right to hear your hello, you are self-destructing your body. You're doing that. Don't sit up here and say, well, you know, I was blaming it on the alcohol. No, blame it on your choices. And you're wondering why you walk around angry. You wander around, walking around saying, well, because of what this fool did, I'm going to have a disposition that I hate all men. Because some of y'all doing that. Some of y'all got deep-seated daddy issues. Let's call it. So in your mind, you said, I've got an image of what the perfect man is. But good luck with that. How's that been working? Because only thing that's been going on is your body count. How about those STDs? Doesn't matter how loyal you've been. It doesn't matter how prim and proper and ladylike you've been carrying yourself, but you still got them STDs coming now, don't you? So that right there should be a correlation right off the top that that person does not care about your life, because you're getting the back end of that. It's no different than if I went into my bathroom, got some mouthwash, swished it up, and then I put it in your mouth. Disgusting, isn't it? So why aren't you valuing your flower? Because when you look at a flower and look at you, looks the same, don't it? Hurry up, catch up, catch up, catch up. Go on the internet. Look at the structure of a flower. Look at you. You will see the same. Why? What did God say? Man was made by clay. We're from the earth. That's why when we transcend our physical form, what happens? It goes in the earth. We are all one and the same. But you're spiritual. That makes you a diamond queen. But you let man dictate your beauty. You dictate what man tells you. And I'm saying that from a metaphoric position, because y'all don't realize you're in doing things you shouldn't. You're in places that you shouldn't. Some of y'all are working jobs you shouldn't. And you're wondering why your money ain't right. I feel that in my spirit right now. Somebody needs to hear this. Your money ain't right because that's not the job you're supposed to be at. Doesn't matter how early you come in and how late you stay. You're miserable, ain't you? Why? The discomfort is supposed to be the motivation for you to step out on faith. How about the wounds you carrying, queen? Huh? What about the wounds? What about that emotional backpack you've been holding on for about 20 damn years? Mm-hmm. Oh, you can get them like the best of them. You can be cunning and very witful, but the end result is what? They end up on top of you, now don't they? Mm-hmm. And once the deed is done, so does the ambition go. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all want to emulate what you see on TV. Let me tell you, every one of those women that you see on TV is broken, every one of them. I challenge someone to show me, pick a reality show and show me something positive. And I guarantee I'll pick it apart. But you know what? If those shows didn't have a social impact, they wouldn't be on there. Because at the end of the day, they make money. They influence social, the society's view, from fashion to technology. Why do you think ads are where they are? Why do you think ads are found on social media? Why do you think ads are all over the internet? Why do you think you're getting those emails that you didn't subscribe to? How about them dating sites you spend your hard-earned money to? Huh? Which is kind of ironic when you think about it, because you got a lot of people that are dedicated to these dating sites thinking, well, you know what? If I just type the keys, the right one is going to come. Some of y'all bold-faced lie. You lie, and that's your alter ego on the screen. Some of y'all's doing this catfish thing, and then you're surprised when the person comes knocking on your door, and you have the nerve to say, well, you don't look like what I, because the person was doing the same thing you were doing. Let's be honest, y'all. 50% of the people that are on dating sites only go there because they want to get laid. And there's 35% of those people that deep down inside want to be saved. And then there's a 15% that happen to be in there because they know who they are, they know what they're about, good or bad. So that still makes room for you. You have to make a choice. You have to sign off on it. No one can do to you what you won't allow. But if you don't know you, how can you know what matters? How about where you're going? What you stand for? Because if you talk to the people that know you, I guarantee you every one of them will tell a different story. The commonality is the entertainment and the role you played in it. This goes for you, male and female. Stop getting mad about, my kings, about, you broke. You broke because you're aligned with someone that is not supposed to be aligned with. Every time that you spend time, you might as well throw your window out. You might as well leave your wallet, because it's going to cost you. But what you don't realize is this. Excuse me. That is a spiritual sign. That is also a validation letting you know that you deserve better. Let's be honest. Think of the people that you align yourself with. Out of those people, who could you call in the midnight hour if you were stranded somewhere? How about if you were stranded somewhere in the snow with a blown tire? Who's that one person that would be there? Even if they couldn't fix it, they make sure that you're okay. I guarantee I guarantee you can. And I only use that as an example because I've done that. I've done that. And that's one thing I can say with all humility. The women that I've had in my life know one thing. Gerald got a big heart. Gerald loves hard. Gerald is a real man because he's spiritual. And if you're lucky for me to call you my lady, you don't walk, you float. But guess what? If you don't have a relationship with God, you don't have a relationship with Gerald. I know I'm talking to someone. That's why relationships break. Somebody going to work today to come home, realize the relationship they were in, the illusion just burst. And you're going through it. You got to understand something, y'all. The reason why we go through pain, disappointment, frustration, because subconsciously at one time, you've done that to somebody. So that's why they say, what goes around comes around, because you're going to learn the full gravity of your action. Why? Because it starts with you. What you put out is going to come back. You know why? Because the devil's sitting right there in the cut watching, laughing. He's the puppet master. Oh, he was with her last night. He got her bringing him. Wow, he got her bringing him his lunch. Oh, why? But he just met them two. Oh, and then voila, boom, something happens. Loses all of it. Why? Because he wasn't respecting himself. King, stop sitting up here talking about you want your queen. You want her to be loyal, trusting, be your best friend, when all you doing is chasing bed wenches. You just putting time in little girls and grown women's bodies. And you're frustrated because she can't dream like you. Let me tell you something. If she don't have a relationship with God, she'll never have a relationship with herself. And if she don't have a relationship with herself, she can never have a relationship with you. You know why? Because you ain't got a relationship with you. So you reaping what you sow, partner. So y'all saying, Jared, where's all this coming from? Why are you coming off so aggressive? Because I'm tired of watching you guys suffer. When I know you know, because I know y'all deserve better. I'm tired of y'all aligning yourselves with walking pit bulls. Queen, what I keep telling you, what? Every long as you keep laying in the bed with a liar, you're going to continue to be, you're going to be deceived. You with that guy because of what he drives? Let me tell you something. Real men, you might want to write this down. Real men do not wear their wealth. They invest it. So meanwhile, while you laid up in a hotbed of lust and you frustrated because you ain't gone out nowhere, guess what? You know the guy that you, yeah, he's living his dreams. He's listening to God's directions. And here's the sad part about it. Far too many times, we allow our blessings to be lived by somebody else. Why? Why are we doing that? So you can facilitate your ego? So you can get the last word? Let me tell you something, King. Let me tell you something, Queen. Sometimes the best statement you could ever convey to a person or a situation is silence. It's the ability to admit to yourself you were wrong. You were wrong. Because when you admit to yourself that you were wrong, you can forgive yourself. Forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you. If you feel like you are shackled, you know them soul ties? Because soul ties are real, y'all. They real. Why you think that guy keeps coming back in your life? You keep saying, I ain't messing with you. You broke my heart the last time. You ain't changed. And they turn around doing a song and a dance on you, only to fit back in. When's the last time y'all did a blood test? There you go. You want to see how loyalty can be personified? You want to see it? Had a person that wants to entertain you right off the bat. You want to be intimate with me? Let's go get a blood test. Just mention that. And if they, without even thinking, say, well, you better leave that alone, because that person might be walking around with HIV. And mind you, hepatitis A and C is real. Y'all laughing Y'all laughing about what Eddie Murphy was making a joke about the guy going in the bathroom and his penis blew up. They got stuff out there that's so strong that causes your body to rot. You were sitting over there counting your blotches. He looking at your backside and said, "What? I ain't see that spot there before." Our skin is nothing but a representation of what's going on inside us. Why do you think, Queen, there's such a pandemic of women in our community suffering from fibroids? Oh, I know I got your attention now. He talking about me. You know why? Because the body has a way of filtering your white blood cells or your line of defense. But guess what? It can surround, it can consume the foreign antibody. So guess what? It becomes like a trash bag and it floats in your system till it finds your uterine wall and it stays there and it grows until, unfortunately, you have to get the removal and have it removed. And well, and I will say this too, because I've done a lot of studying. They have stuff out there now that can have the surgery and it doesn't mess with your ovaries. Because it used to be historically, if you had fibroids, you were going to get a hysterectomy, which means you would not be able to have children. And ain't nothing worse to be put in a position where you decide that you want to have a child with someone you truly love and you can't give one. You can't conceive. People live that life every day. They live that regret every day. Oh yeah. There's a lot of women walking around with that regret. Just like there's a whole lot of women walking around with their tubes tied, playing games on guys that think, well, I don't know. You can't get pregnant because you got the procedure done. Fellas, what I'm trying to say is this. Stop getting mad at what she's doing to you and take accountability of what you're doing to yourself. If that's the person you want to invest in, you got to make a conscious decision if they're a representation of you. Because your mate is your extension. They are a walking, they are pretty much your walking billboard of you. So does it surprise you when you see people out there nowadays, they don't even hold hands? Hmm? Couples walking around like they on the block until she sees something more appealing. Then he's like, oh, no, 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 what you doing? No, homie, don't trip. Don't trip. Check yourself. As long as you're doing what you need to do, well, you got to worry about what the next man's doing, the next woman. And let's be honest on that note. You got guys walking around here, won't put no investment in their companion's life. You treat her like a darn, you treat her like this cup and stuff. And then you get mad somebody want to pick up and drink off of it. First of all, that's somebody you ain't supposed to be with because she don't respect herself because she ain't respecting you, but you ain't doing the little things. Don't y'all know the little things make up a lot? You ever thought about that? Well, we live in a world where, hey, you know what? As long as I put money in your pocket, you'll play your position. As long as you driving my whip, you'll play the role. As long as you living under my roof, you do exactly what I said. So once again, is that your mate or is that your child? Because all you're doing is supporting someone that won't support themselves. I know I'm talking to someone. So why are you getting mad? Hmm? Why are you getting mad? I'm asking you to wake your eyes up. If she won't spend time with you unless she's got her makeup on, walk the hell away. Don't look back, because she is telling you, the person who I really am, I can't show you. It's bad enough. And y'all going, and I hope I piss somebody off because I want you to listen. Queen, do you realize that every time you choose to sew on, wear someone else's pelt hair, you are doing a disservice to your lineage? You're basically saying that you're not good enough, but you don't realize deeper that you're also attaching that person's spirit to you. Remember, this is your crown. You covering your crown. So if your crown is covered, it's not protected. But little do you realize, you are actually idolizing the person you resent the most. I ain't got a lot. For what? You listen to a lot of these women, a lot of these lost queens. First of all, you can't be a queen unless you love yourself. That's why you're seeing this big transformation. You're seeing a lot of women grow their hair because your hair is your crown. So what's the problem? Can't tell me you can't. Don't sit up here and say, well, Gerald, my hair won't grow. Your hair won't grow because you're not growing. Are you taking your vitamins? Are you getting your sleep? You can't really sleep unless you cut drama out your life because you're not at peace. How about, are you loving on you? You see it all the time. You see this sister come in and she got Marsha Brady going on. But you get mad when Marsha Brady make a comment about you. Last time I checked, Marsha Brady is not wearing your hair. And don't sit up here and say that your hair won't grow, because your hair can grow. And your hair, 9 times out of 10, is better than what you choose to invest in. You gotta remember, y'all, the hair industry is built off of insecurity. It's a billion-dollar industry, always looking for consumers. Why? Because they want to convince you you ain't good enough. You don't believe me? Those waist trainers convincing you ain't good enough. How about those assless chaps? Because that's what it is. You know, them butt lifters. You're saying your body ain't good enough. But actually, if you decided to invest in yourself, how about change your diet? How about step out of on faith and start investing in you? How about go for a walk? How about working out? You can exercise without going in a gym, and that weight will come off. But don't get frustrated. It took you a long time to put that weight on, so you're not worth taking it off. Because, see, everybody wants the quick payout. That's what they do. I saw something on TV last night that blew my mind. They got this device out there now, y'all. Pretty much it's like a portable air pump. And what they do is they put a little hole, they put a little catheter right where and it's connected to your stomach. And they got this little device that you, just like you filling up a bike tire, and you connect it, throw the switch, and it will swell up your stomach, which will cause you to feel full and not eat, which causes you to shrivel up. Well, here's the problem I got with that. Number one, you were made perfect. So how can, it's just like having a beautiful window with dirt on it. How can you see what's really going on if you don't wipe it down? But see, I got it too. You got people that once again want to pull up that shield, that crusade, and they walk in hypochondriacs. They want to live on WebMD and think, well, that's me right there. You don't know. You don't know what's going on with you. Them elements, you might be a byproduct of the damn chemtrails. You know that's real, y'all. You do understand that, y'all. You've been holding on to the flu-like symptoms for over 3 weeks. It's a byproduct of what's in the air. That's why that over-the-counter stuff ain't working. Why? Because what they told you 2 weeks ago. Remember when the CDC came out and said there's a super bug that is resistant to all man-made antibiotics. Why? Because they're going to use that for population control, y'all. Who's most susceptible? Children, elderly. But there's a remedy for that. It's called alkalining your body, making sure that your vitamins are on point. I know I'm talking to somebody. So don't get mad if you are going through something, but don't want to change it. You have no voice. You have no reason to complain. And you know what's sad about that? The people that you allow in your life know that. You might as well have a monkey on your back because they riding you, and they're going to ride you till you break. And all I'm saying to you is, it's time. It's time that you love yourself. It's time for you to see the truth for what it is. It's time for you to stop running from yourself. It's time for you to stand. Because let's be real. There is a populace on this planet that don't want to hear you breathe. They've already written you off. And you know what's sad about it? Some of those people in your populace are your family. They're going to turn around and discredit everything you try to do. Why? Because they ain't done it. So they're going to try to talk. But see, God reveals all and sees all. You ain't got to look for it because God's got your back. But just know this. All actions done in the dark, they all come to the light. All you got to do is ask. And guess what? Watch what he shows you. Don't worry. There's going to be some stuff that's going to come out in your life. They're going to be disturbing. That ain't nothing but the devil on the cut trying to break you. Especially when you finally said, you know what, enough's enough. Because you got to understand something. If you're sleeping with the enemy, who needs friends? But remind you, let me put this better. If you are sleeping with the enemy, that enemy is not them. The enemy is you. They are nothing but a mirror of what you do. God is praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, it helps me discern mine. Listen, as time progresses, the community is going to be tested. It's going to be worse. Some of you already know. Look at where we are now compared to where we were 5 years ago. But who's being ransomed? Our babies, our children. Time doesn't stand for it. Time does not wait for no man. So it's very important. But I will say this too, for my parents. You don't have a leg to stand on if you ain't doing anything to protect your babies. Remember that commercial? What I mentioned about the little boy in the garage smoking weed, and the mother was all shocked. I can't believe this. Who taught you? And then the little boy says, "You did." Well, guess what? Your babies are doing exactly. They are watching what you say and what you do. So you don't have a right to play the hypocrite when they grow up to do it. But it's a travesty if you don't fight for them because you won't fight for yourself. Remember, the way team, they already wrote you off the moment when you said hello. It's time for you to have that conversation with God and get your life back on track. And when you do, not only will the healing become, but watch what God will show you. Oh yeah, there's a price. The price is one by one, they'll be pulled from your life. And in the intended time and moment, the people that value the air that you breathe, the people that will empower you, not enable you. And yes, queens, you'll finally know what a real man is. You know why? He walks with God. Be blessed.